Hello, everyone. I am Gary Gazzo with Race First, filling in for Chris at NRN, who's on assignment this week. And welcome to the National Racing Network and Race First co-coverage of Round 7 of the Fall 2022 season of the Sim Racers Club Premier Series, coming to you from the Coliseum of Motorsport and one of the SRC's crown jewel events, the Bristol Motor Speedway. I can't do this alone because I really don't know enough about NASCAR, so I need a ringer. I need a ringer here in the booth with me. So joining me in the booth for expert analysis for the two races that we'll be covering this season, he is a regular participant in the official iRacing IndyCar and former participant in the official NASCAR series. Please welcome Justin Petschauer. So Justin, at Race First, we rarely come to Bristol. I think the last time we covered a race here was an ASRC late model preseason race. And we covered a Tuesday Night Thunder, believe it or not, PM 18 race here. And yes, that race unfolded exactly how you think it would with open wheelers here at Bristol. However, we are predominantly an IndyCar-based channel, so there's a reason why IndyCar doesn't run here. If you need an example, you don't need to look much further to when IRL visited Dover in 98 and 99. So we're kind of blazing new trails here. So I'm sure everyone watching at home knows all this. Maybe we have some new watchers, but for the sake of me, who knows absolutely nothing, tell us about Bristol and specifically how these next-gen cars here race versus the cars we saw in the last handful of years.
Well, Gary, the next-gen car here is completely different. You're going to have the rear diffuser on the car that's going to toss around dirty air, so you're going to see guys run the low line, the middle, and the high line throughout the course of the race. Especially on tires where older tires would be in the previous generation car. You definitely want to change your tires after about maybe 60 or so laps. But with the next gen cars, you can go close to or over 100 laps on a single set of tires. But with traffic that's going to play into a factor here, even if you save your tires and get them down almost to the cords, probably you're going to see guys scatter all over the place and run every single group you can find. But the danger zone is going to be off. The danger zones here are going to be off of turn 4 and off of turn 2, especially on that low line when you see guys try and squeeze up just a little bit up in the groove there to make sure that they can get a good run off of the corners. You'll see some of the guys, their cars will start to wiggle a bit and they'll catch it. But at a number of times, as we've seen here already in practice, catching it as best you can usually ends up in disaster. And most of the time, it's going to be a big one. And wrecks here at Bristol, doesn't matter if it's on the dirt or the concrete here, wrecks happen here so fast, and they happen in the blink of an eye to the point where even if you try and avoid it as best you can, somebody's going to plow you in the back, and you're going to be caught up in it. And that'll be your race over. With the next-gen cars, compared to the previous generation cars, the damage on the next-gen cars is a lot more, I don't know how to put it.
Well, what is the damage model like? I mean, are they easily repairable, or, like if you tap the wall on an IR18, I mean, you're looking at maybe 8 minutes worth of sitting in the pits. Obviously, we're talking something entirely different here, but what is the damage model like? Are these easily repairable?
They're somewhat repairable, but if you hit the wall good enough or you get hit by another car good enough, on either the side, on either the driver's side or the passenger side, especially in the rear end or the front end, direct hits on the tires, those tires are getting knocked off and your race is pretty much done.
And of course, watch those direct hits right to the front to the engine. That seems to be the one that kills me anytime I get into a truck. 57 seconds remaining here in the open practice before we get into qualifications. Andrew Moore Jr. has led practice so far, followed by Will Worsler and Hunter Waters. If you're just joining us from a previous event, let's go over that previous event. This is the last time that these guys took to the course was at Kansas, where it went caution-free. What's the likelihood of that happening tonight, folks? Johnny Avila was the winner. Colton Harvey was P2 there, and Max Williams was the bottom step of the podium there at Kansas, and that was the last race. Here is the points situation with the SRC. Colton Harvey is your points leader. Kevin Dick P2, Will Worsler P3, Johnny Avila P4, and Andrew Moore P5. That is a remainder of your standings right there. 23 drivers. Pretty good showing. We got 21 tonight so far. Here is the remaining schedule for the series. Now you see we're at Bristol next week is an off week. Then they go on to the disproportionate Texas Motor Speedway. And then we're back again, me and you here, Justin. We're getting the best of both worlds. We're going to go short track racing, and then we're going to go super speedway racing at Talladega November 2nd. That's the next time you'll see us here, at least with the Race First guys covering here on NRN. And there you see, as they're just past the midway point in their schedule, getting to the last third of their schedule there when the Talladega kicks off. So got an off week here they got coming up here. Probably need that off week to cool off after short track racing. That's what. I'm just picturing all those guys in the Cup Series and after their post race interviews and like, just short track racing. Well, so there you go. That's the schedule and the standings. We are getting ready to line up here for some qualifications. 10 minutes in quals. Right now, everyone's kind of taking a pedestrian type of approach to it so far. Plenty of time to get some times down. And we already got some times already. Harvey with the 14.8.
Kevin Dick, I don't know if we're saying that name right, with he was a 14.99 in second, but that now belongs to Andrew Moore Jr., who got knocked down courtesy of Colton Harvey. Well, let's just say the times are now going all over the place every time we try and say it out. But it's funny that we're covering both Bristol and Talladega because it's like I'm revisiting my first ever NIS fixed win, and my second and last ever NIS fixed win.
Oh, there you go.
So it's kind of like a homecoming for me on both of those tracks.
Well, both are kind of a treat for me. I mean, my head's going to be on a swivel tonight because, well, you don't really see IndyCar racing here at Bristol ever.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you don't see IndyCars at Talladega ever. However, folks, later this year, and I got to look and find it on the schedule. Indy Fixed, you'll see it here on Monday night here on Race First. Check out our channel, Race First, youtube.com/Race First. The Indy cars will be at Talladega, which should be a barn burner at the most coming up here later in the Indy Fixed season. This actual season here, not too long from now. Real quick here, before we get going, the real world records, NASCAR Series qualifying track record here at Bristol, set by Ryan Blaney in the spring of 2019 with a time of 14.528. Not too far off on that record right there, as we see Andy Deck sitting at 14.6. Darrell Waltrip, old DW, holds the all-time victories records here with 12, although the active wins leader here, either on dirt or concrete, Kyle Busch with 9, his brother Kurt with 6, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano each all tied with 3, and the Tennessee Vols also have a win here at Bristol. Stand by in the garage area. It's almost time to go racing. We got 7 minutes remaining here, and we'll look at the starting lineups here once we get the qualifying underway.
You would bring up a college football stat for that with the battle at Bristol.
Of course,
Which that was a good game, I will say.
Shout out to all the SEC fans out there. Because my sister's a big Auburn fan. Of course, lives in Alabama, where everyone else is just an Alabama fan. But she chose the from Indiana, and for some reason she moved down there and chose Auburn. Yeah, I know. That's the silence I have too. It's like, why? Got 6 minutes, 17 seconds here remaining in qualifications. Let's give you an idea of a couple things we can do with our overlay. It's not the most fanciest one. We're actually working on a much better one here in the coming seasons. Next season, I think we're going to debut a new overlay, but we can give you the best lap here in miles per hour. That's a 126.332 there, miles per hour for Dick there for the pole. Avia, 125.865. Allison, 125.713. Any way you break it, 125 miles per hour around here doesn't seem fast, but I'm sure that has your head pretty much getting ready to be ripped off your remainder of the body sitting in that cockpit.
Oh, yeah. Now, back to where you're saying that IndyCar has never run here on iRacing. That actually is false. There was a years ago.
Unreal. I'm sure they probably put IndyCar here as part of Week 13 shenanigans or.
Yep. We did that in 2015 in the DW12. It was thankfully it was unofficial racing because it was absolutely chaotic. It was the most dizzying experience. We were doing about 10 to 11-second laps here, and it was glorious chaos. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I've seen some track records here in the sub-10s, in the 9s with the IR01, and actually the Mercedes, the Merc Formula One car got pretty close to some of those records. But I think the IR01, I think, still got the track record here with a. I saw it was with a 9.9 something. I'm sure someone's got it down into a 9.8 by doing some fancy setup work and running the apron and whatnot. But imagine a 9-second lap.
My guess would probably be Mr. Casey Kerwin of the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series has done that, but I'll have to take a look at the records on that.
Yeah, he actually, Kerwin, actually, speaking of him, showed up for a Indy Fixed race, official race at Long Beach last season, and did the entire race won the race, and did it on no stop.
Yeah, I remember watching that one, and he definitely is that's a hard hit.
Yeah, no kidding.
He definitely has become the king of the beach overall on iRacing. Doesn't matter if it's GT or open wheel. Now, if they were to ever bring the next gen here to Long Beach, I would actually watch that one just to see how they would handle the hairpin turn.
Yeah, you know what? I think actually. For that matter, for what they're doing to Fontana, and I know I'm probably talking to the wrong audience here that probably are in favor of the Fontana going to a short track because most Cup fans are wanting more short tracks. I am just lamenting over a fact that another California Super Speedway is going the way of the many extinctions that happen in the area, but.
Going the way of the dodo.
Yeah, I rather them just not do anything there if they have to destroy the place, and have the guys come do maybe a double header with IndyCar during Long Beach weekend. That would be really cool because Long Beach is actually in one of IndyCar's crown. If you got to say there's a crown jewel that IndyCar has on the road course side, that is definitely one of them. And that would be cool to see some type of combined weekend there between the two, and to give IndyCar the top billing. And then that way, unfortunately, when they come back to Indianapolis the second time for the IndyCars, when they do the road course, they always give the stock cars the top billing there on their home course. But that way that everything would even out, that IndyCar would get top billing once, NASCAR would get top billing the next time. But I think that the stock cars should do a good time at Long Beach. But no, they're going to take them up to Chicago and put them on a meme track up there. So that ought to be interesting. Minute 58 remaining here in qualifying. Provisionally, Dick's on the pole to 126.332. And I don't think we have any other takers. Still showing no time for Morris. Let's see, McConneville. Excuse me, I hope I'm saying that right. Fletcher, Simmons, and Moeller currently showing no time. Probably maybe wanting to keep all the action in front of them, so to speak.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, there's a number of checkered flags that are up on the side here on the entry list, signifying they're just going to hang out in the back and let chaos reign supreme, and they'll just pick their spots easily.
The 21 car field is not too bad. I mean, that's about half the size of what you see for a normal Cup race here when you watch them on TV. So now it brings up an interesting question when these guys get spread out. Might we be, if we can make it through? And obviously these guys do pretty good. They went with no cautions for an entire race at Kansas. Might we be looking at a possible green flag pit stop situation here at Bristol? Something you hardly ever see, but something that you got to take into consideration, considering we are on the one pit road rule here for this event.
It's a possibility, but I still think there's going to probably be some cautions here. Because I guarantee you there's going to be a number of guys in this race here out of the 21 car field that do not want to go 3-4 laps down because of the single pit road rule. So they'll be praying for cautions.
All right.
Probably near the end of a tire fuel stint, not before the end of it. or like halfway through it, I should say.
All right, we're getting ready to line up here. And we will get the starting lineup here momentarily.
Well, Gary, it's going to be a good night for short track racing under the lights here at Bristol.
Yeah.
21 car field. Let's hope it does go caution free like we had at Kansas in the previous race, but this is short track racing. Anything can go.
And let's take a look at today's starting lineup from Bristol. 250 laps action headed right in front of us.
On the pole with a lap time of 14.696, the number 52 of Kevin Dick. Starting on the outside of him will be the 63 with a lap time of 14.751, Mr. Johnny Avila. Starting third, Brad Allison. Fourth, number 11 of Tyler Seville. 28 of Troy Haight. Starting fifth, good run for him. He was having a bit of a fun time in practice, what we saw. In sixth, it'll be the number 8 of Max Williams. In seventh, it'll be the number 36 of Colton J. Harvey, a regular in the Formula Indy Series. Had a couple good runs in the road courses there, but that one single oval here you were telling me about, he finished inside the top 5, so he's definitely looking to maybe capitalize on that experience from that oval that he had. In eighth, it'll be the number 7 of Hunter Waters. Ninth will be Andrew Moore Jr., the number 77. And rounding out your top 10 will be the number 41 of Tim Knott. Gary?
All right, down at 11th, Preston Cope. Richard Smith, the second in 12th. Tony Patton, the general, bringing in the 86 into the number 13 spot. Daniel Pigston, the 22 in the 14th. Thomas Wilhite. We have Wilhite quite a bit here on the program in the Indy Series.
Yeah.
In P15. Will Warsler, P16 to McConneville, 17th. Corbin Simmons, 18th. And these are the beginning with McConneville and Corbin. These are the start of the no-timer guys. Moving on, Joshua Morris with no time in 19th. Richard Fletcher in 20th. And John Mueller, shotgun in the field, 21st. He's going to keep all the action in front of him and make his way up the safe way, hopefully. So that's our 21-car field here as we're getting ready to go green after this next lap.
Yeah, 2 pace laps around here compared to a number of other places where you would see just 1 pace lap. But when it comes to short track racing, doesn't matter if it's IndyCar or stock cars or even the local levels here, you get 2 pace laps. That way the field catches up and everything in between.
Yeah, and that way also when the Indy cars go to Richmond, which you see, there's 2 short tracks really that Indy cars tend to go to on the schedule, Richmond and Iowa. We'll get 2, anything under a mile, we'll get 2 laps to get ourselves organized. But if you're at Milwaukee or Phoenix or especially New Phoenix, with the way they got the restart there, or at New Hampshire, and you're not gridded up when it's ready to go green, you're kind of screwed. But we are getting ready to go green here in the SRC Premier Series, Next Gen Racing. Thanks to everyone watching at home. 13 of us watching. Give a thumbs up. We're getting ready to go green here at Bristol.
And here we go, underway at Bristol for 250 laps of exciting short track racing, stacking up on the inside there, mid-pack. That was not what a number of guys wanted to have happen, but anything can happen here at Bristol. And the field's already spread out just a tiny bit. We see a couple of rows going 2. Some were trying to make it 3 wide, but you really don't want to go 3 wide here early on at Bristol. You want to get that near probably the halfway point of a run. Still side by side there between, it looks like 5th and, oh, that was tight there for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Still side by side. Couple of good battles early on already. Number of guys are running that low line, but over the run you're going to see them start to move up towards the high line here as those tires start to wear out. but some guys probably will stay on that low line as the preferred groove of their choice. Gary?
Yeah, everyone's given everyone a good amount of room here, a lot of racing room. How bad is netcode when it comes to these next-gen cars?
It depends on where the person is located around the world.
Okay,
it can either be good or it can be bad.
Yeah,
not as bad as we would see in the IndyCar.
Yeah,
side.
the IndyCar, the predictive collision model with the IndyCar tends to predict collisions when sometimes they're not even going to happen.
I'm the victim of that one in the season finale.
Yeah, I think we've all been a victim of netcode here, but we're watching a battle here and for the number 11 Tyler Seville on the high side. Troy Haight in the wood car. He goes to the high side. He's been running that high side the whole time. 36 of Colton J. Harvey.
Yeah, Colton's doing pretty good, holding his line up there.
Up 2 spots. Preston Cope up 4. Will Worsler up 4. Corbin Simmons up 3 in the back there. Everyone's just kind of picking their spots. We're getting into these long run. 10 of 9, 250 here is going to be the lap count.
24 got loose off of turn 4 there. I was talking about that earlier in the pre-race. He tried to let the car slide up, and it bit him just a little bit there. And now he moves up to the high side to try and alleviate that problem.
Going to the high side, easy in, hard off. Looks like a lot of these guys are given a lot of coasting room. Staying off the brake for the most part.
Yeah, here you can definitely trail brake it just a tiny bit and just let it coast through, especially with the rear diffuser underneath the car here.
Currently watching a battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th here between Williams, Haight, and Cope. Cope looking to the high side. Haight thought about going up there maybe to shut the door. Not going to do it. Side by side going into the corner here. And if he gets the run off, he should complete this pass. There he goes.
Beautiful pass there.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
textbook right there.
Yeah, now he's going to try and get 5th place here, it looks like, of Max Williams. He's going to stay to the high side there and go right around the outside.
So 2 laps, 2 positions for Cope. Move him up to 5th. He's up 6 spots already. He's our biggest mover of the race so far. Meanwhile, up front, Johnny Avila. He continues the lead. Right behind him, Brad Allison's not really letting him get away too much. Leader by 2/10. And Kevin Dick right there. You can pretty much cover the top 3 under the blanket. And starting to get into this picture here is Colton Harvey. Colton Harvey going down low here. Underneath Dick and gets the position.
Yeah, I think Kevin Dick is going to do as best he can to save those tires because you can go 100 laps or so on a full fuel run, as well as you can go 130 plus laps at least on a fuel run, and 100 plus laps on a single set of tires for a run here. As I was looking here, the battle is 7th between Troy Haight and Max Williams. Troy tried to get that run on the inside, but he stalled out coming off of the corner. So he's definitely going back to play it single file. He's trying to set that momentum up again to try and get that run, staying behind Max Williams. But with the way the dirty air works here in the short track with the rear diffuser, it literally feels like you're almost hitting a brick wall of air, no matter where you go.
Patrick Byrne in chat here. IndyCar is a blast around here. Put 27 other Indy cars here. Let's see how that changes that.
You might have to get a puke bucket ready for that.
Right, now if I'm doing hot laps around here, I'm sure it's awesome. But if we get into an Indy official fixed race here and we got 25 other Indy cars around here, it is going to be nuts. But we got all the leaders pretty much have now grouped back up. Culp is right there with Allison, Dick, Harvey, and Avila. So all the leaders have kind of all grouped together. Go back up to the front, and Harvey right to the bottom. He's been running that bottom the entire time. He's going to be fighting for the battle for the lead here with Avila down into the turn side by side. Coming off corner number 4 right to the start-finish line, and they are still neck and neck.
Still side by side coming off of turn 2. He tries it. Colton tries it, but that momentum just gets stalled out.
Now, is this where a situation we were kind of talking about in the pre-race, where the older tires up top start to become better than older tires running down low?
Yes and no, as we see as we see Johnny Avila basically go down low and slam the door shut, but Colton Harvey is now running the high side.
Oh, yeah, and Avila wanted to slam the door coming off the corner. Did not have the room there, and Harvey takes it the run and move him to the lead.
Beautifully executed pass there. Took advantage of a situation there that Johnny Avila was not expecting, and he's going to lose another position there from Kevin Dick on the high side as well off at 3 and 4.
Is that a little lost momentum where he had the roll out of the throttle, maybe?
I believe so.
Hey, everybody watching at home, if you enjoy NRN's coverage of the SRC Premier Series and you respect their weekly stream, please do them a solid. Make sure you support them by subscribing to the channel. While you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future NRN broadcasts. Currently 29 of 250 in the books here. You're watching race first coverage on NRN of the Sim Racing Club's Premier Series. Sim Racers Club Premier Series. Next Gen Racing at Bristol. The Coliseum of Speed.
As well as the Coliseum of Chaos.
Coliseum of Chaos, yes. Thunder Valley.
But in this instance, for this race, we're not seeing chaos happen right now, knock on wood. We're actually seeing guys
everyone's behaving.
using gears.
A little bit further in the back, Richard Smith gets a position over Thomas Wilhite. A little bit further up front, Will Warsler in a battle here with Preston Cope. Cope was up there at the top 5 for a while. Oh, Cope bouncing off the wall. And that's going to get Warsler the position there. And then that's also going to give Seville the position again, as Cope might be nursing some wall damage.
He's not the only one that's nursing wall damage. I saw another car, one of the lap down cars, bounce off of the wall off of turn 4 here.
Yeah, that would be, well, we got one down a lap. That's John Moeller there in the yellow car. And he currently has the leaders around him at the moment. Staying high, out of trouble, giving the bottom line to the leaders. And off the wall there.
Yeah, that was close there for between that newest lap down car in 3rd place there. That was very, very close. But
then that would be Daniel Pinkston there, the newest car, 1 lap down. He is just staying right there on the bottom. He's going to say, hey, if you want to pass me up top. Now he's going to give the low side to the leaders as they work their way on by. 17 cars on the lead lap now. 19 car field. So far, fingers crossed, no yellows. Next car looking at going a lap down to the leaders is Thomas Wilhite here in the 19. Colton Harvey running him down. Hey, it's hard to believe, though, we are more than a quarter. Actually, we are a third of the way, more than a third of the way through this first stint.
That's almost unheard of. But when you get less cars and less cars here, you can fly around and pretty much have a race fly by so quick you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a perfect number right here, about 19 cars. I think if you had more around a neighborhood of 26, you would kind of had like we would have seen at when we had Indy Open on Saturday, the Indy Open Series, which is that's where they have their own setups. The drivers can develop their own setups. We had a 26-car field at Phoenix, and they were lapping traffic by lap 6. So these guys doing pretty good lapping traffic about lap 20 or so, give or take. But perfect size field. Keeps everyone well spread out. Top 5 right now, Harvey Dick, Avila, Williams, and Worsler. Over the back there is Worsler coming off the corner. He's in that 29.
Yeah, I'm looking at the timing and scoring right now. The separation between first and fourth is about 2.5, almost 3 seconds. So the lap times here are flying by really, really fast, to the point that leaders are basically, they're staying within contact of each other, but they're also giving each other a chance to get clean air. That way they can basically just start pulling away even more. As looks like we might have a battle.
Yeah, Villa looking low there on the low side. I think Harvey is definitely saving his tires. He's gone up to the high side. You can see him by the flash there on the exhaust there, how he's kind of rolling in and out of the throttle. He's given a lot of coast there. Going easy on those tires. So the guys behind them too are as well. I mean, their laps are almost identical: 16.2, 16.3, and a 16.1.
And that's usually a sign of guys that know what the heck they're doing, just saving their tires. Probably saving just a tiny bit of fuel. I doubt that. Ooh, back to side by side again here. Battle for the lead. Is it going to work off of 4? Oh, that was close.
And he decided to turn it up a little bit because they got lap traffic in front of them that are going to start making them dictate what lines they're going to take. And now they're coming up to Richard Smith and Tony Patton here, who are fighting for position.
Oh, whoa! Yeah, Colton Harvey's definitely going to try and use these lap cars as a pick to get by Johnny Avila again, but I don't think it's gonna work on this instance.
Actually, that might have been Daniel Pinkston there. He was going down the second lap.
Oh yeah,
Richard Smith. Richard Smith is the Canadian car. Here we got Moeller in the yellow car going down another lap with the leaders behind. Yeah, hits the wall. Hey, if it works.
Moeller's crew guys are probably going, "Please stop hitting the wall. You're breaking the car."
But we go back up.
It would almost remind you of that meme, "Sammy, you're breaking the car."
That's Cope, who's fallen all the way back to 14th. Remember, we saw him up in the top 5 very early. He is struggling at the moment, almost getting into an incident there with Tony Patton.
Yeah, almost contactor had to really back off of the throttle here, stack up the second and third place car there. That is not what Colton and Kevin Dick were wanting to see there. Their life probably flashed before their eyes, but they made it through safe and sound. As we hear a little bit of banter over the radio, Canadian on Canadian crime.
Corbin Simmons giving the front bumper to the General a little bit there. General gets around on the outside. Here comes Colton Harvey. Down to the inside. Kevin Dick just kind of following through. Still very early, 55 of 250 here of this event. No time to panic yet.
Pretty soon you'll probably hear them say, "Okay, time to hit the panic button."
Yeah, bumping off each other.
I don't think the General's going to like that.
And I'm surprised. Corbin came up just a little bit, was going to take that spot, and they're like, "Oh, no, here comes the leaders." And Harvey took a little reactionary, but manages to keep it clean there. Yeah, I'm surprised that no one's given the nickname the General to Tony Patton already. I mean, it's just a natural fit.
Yeah, definitely a natural fit there. Oh, Colton Harvey.
Colton Harvey.
A little bit. Yeah, the leaders are definitely trying to do everything they can to get by the lap traffic here.
Because Colton, if you don't know pop culture any, Colton's also a name of a general. One of the generals in G.I. Joe, Joe Colton, the original G.I. Joe, was General Joe Colton. So whenever I see the name Colton, I always remember back in the G.I. Joe days. But G.I. Joe Colton, Jay Harvey here. He is currently P2 there in the Ron John Surf Shop. next-gen car. And that's the other thing. That's a Chevy. See, in IndyCar racing, we don't have brands. Well, we do in real life, but here on the sim, we do not have brands. So I don't really recognize them as the Dallara Honda or the Dallara Chevy.
Or whatever brand they decide to put on.
Yeah. Here comes Dick on the high side. He decided he's going to take a run now.
Run.
We're starting to get a lot of separations between a lot of these guys. This is one of the closest battles on the racetrack. Let's get the interval situation going on right here. This is, right here, one of the closest battles. Avia's worked his way to a 3-second lead already over Dick. Dick gets a position over Avia. Now Wursler is out looking to the tailgate of Avia here. And nope, he backs off a little bit, decides to go down low, get the run down the main straight. Going into one, sends it a little bit deeper this time, side by side. Still going to be that way down the backstretch.
Just a tiny bit, and he still maintains that run on the low line there. It washes up just a tiny bit, but not enough to complete the run unless something happens with Colton there, and he screws up his entry in either turns 1, 2, or 3 and 4.
We are now 2/3 of the way through this run.
This race has flown by.
Hats off to all these drivers. I mean, they did 0 caution laps at Kansas. Now, keep in mind, Kansas, 1.5 mile intermediate super speedway, wide open, a little bit wider.
Variable banking, too.
Yeah, variable banking. And this is bull ring short track racing, and these guys, we've seen some bumping and banging, as you would. But everyone has kept it clean and very respectful to this point.
He's going to try again there on Colton. Washes up, stalls his momentum out again.
Yeah, these tires.
He's definitely trying not to abuse those right side tires there going into turns, and he makes the pass work.
See, Patrick Burns says these guys will go caution-free at Oxford Speedway in sprint cars. I like it.
Yeah, I was liking it.
Because when I first saw this on the schedule, and this was the race we were going to call for NRN, this race in Talladega is like the best of both worlds here. I immediately went to the Race First record book to find out what our record was for the most cautions that we've had on a broadcast. Now, unless there's a bunch of pileups between now and the end, I don't think we're going to see that record. The record is 19, believe it or not, and it's with the Indy cars. There was 30 of them in a race for the Revolution Indy League Schaefer IndyCar Series, second ever race, and they had it at Richmond, and they had 19 caution laps for 95 laps. The closest they've come since is 14. We did cover. This is our. We haven't covered full-body cars in a while, but we have covered full-body cars before. We covered a late model series, the American Sim Racing Club, their late model series about a year ago, and the most they had at one was 16 at Lanier. So again, I don't even think we're gonna get to that number. We might not even get to 1.
Yeah, at this rate, I'm like you. I don't think we're gonna get to even 1 yellow. I think we're just gonna go flag to flag, green flag all the way.
Williams and Seville battle for the top 5 spot right here, side by side.
Really good battle between these two. Still side by side going off of turn 4 here. Washes up just a tiny bit, Seville does. It gives him plenty of room. There's going to try again. Oh, that was close. Almost immediately slammed the door and then realized he's got a little bit of a run. I'm going to give him some room here.
Yeah, but he was not, if you notice, the 11 was not going all the way down to the bottom. He was going to try to crowd him a little bit to keep the 8 thinking a little bit there. What's going to happen? A little bit of crowding, but crowding done the right way.
Yeah, throw him a little bit of dirty air off of the rear diffuser there for him.
Sure. So now your top 5 is Avia, who has now got himself a 4.4 second lead. And Kevin Dick in P2. Here he is coming into turn 1. Gonna put the 03 another lap down. Will Worcester. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Again, let us know if we're saying your names wrong, so we'll make sure we say it right for Talladega. He's currently P3, and he gets the run underneath Cope, who is falling back to 16th now, 2 laps down. We saw him earlier, so he must be nursing some damage from a couple wall hits that are really hurting the aero on this car. Despite being a short track, aero matters still here, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It definitely mattered, even in the Gen 6 here. Oh, God, that's a hell of a hit there. Tank slapped the wall for the 83 of John Moeller. And, I think that car is broken. He hits the wall again. Yep, that right front tire is completely broken off of the car there. He takes it down low.
Takes it down, get back down, get back down, get back down, get back down. Okay, yeah, coming with the field coming around.
Yeah, that wheel is, it's wobbling. Those 2 tank slaps he did to the wall definitely hurt it there. Oh, keep it off the track.
Yeah, he'll be down on the apron there as he brings it down to pit road. I was at 35 miles per hour here, something incredibly slow.
Yeah, it's 35 miles an hour here.
Oh, back
under
up.
green flag conditions for green flag pit stops, it is agonizingly slow, especially when it's the single pit lane configuration.
Well, the leader is in the middle of a bit of a buzzsaw right now at the moment, as he has right in front of him. That is the 23, I think, of Richard Smith. Is that Richard? No, that's not Richard Smith. Oh, Richard Smith had a car in the rear of him, and he was turning into the corner, and the turning wasn't at all. Simmons was into the rear of him. Now he checks Simmons a little bit. I think we might have a little bit of a, hey man, that wasn't cool type love tap coming back.
Yeah, they definitely don't want that to have happen.
That's Troy Haight. Yeah, that's the 28. Yeah. And Troy Haight is falling all the way back to 9th. He's going down a lap here. So we're looking at green flag pit stops probably in the next 13 laps or so.
Maybe even
actually
earlier.
Maybe we'll see. Now, can you do an over and under type thing here if you hit pit road early with new tires? Is it beneficial or no because of how long pit road is?
It can be somewhat beneficial. Other times it's not beneficial, because if you go down pit road, if you or 3 other guys go down pit road at the same time and a caution comes out, it bites you big time.
You know, one of the things I wish that iRacing would allow in a race setup is a variable speed, pit road speed, something like on a slider that allows you to. I don't want a pit road speed like if I was racing like the 87s or the Lotus 79, which they would be racing in an era which wouldn't have pit road speeds, right? Or let's say you take, and we'll use another IndyCar example. IndyCar is at Dover, which we do see from time to time, 35 miles per hour for an IndyCar at Dover when the cars are going 200 miles per hour on the circuit. I think it puts you like 3 or 4 laps down, like automatically. It'd be nicer to get that up to like say 40 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, a little bit faster. Yellow on the racetrack. Who do we got?
Oh no, it's Will Worcester.
Oh, and he says he's on the side right now, off the banking, but not a lot of damage. Everyone's going to stop here. Let's go back in the Wayback Machine here and find out what happened here with Will Worcester. It's exactly what you were calling in the pre-race. Let's check this out. Let's go back a little bit further here, a little bit further. And let's watch him as he's coming across the start-finish line. He's underneath Richard Smith there, from the Canadian car. Oh, Smith comes down on him. Okay, yeah, so I thought he was getting loose off the corner, and Smith came down on him. So that's a little bit of avoidable contact. I don't know. Smith maybe had to overcorrect, and he got loose.
I'm looking at looked like the 11 checked up, got 23 had to check up as well. Didn't expecting that from the 11, and lost control and just shot right into the 29 there.
Let's take a look here in car.
Yeah, the 10.
Yeah, he didn't see that. He had no idea. He didn't even see that coming. Light touch, though. Light touch on the wall. Hopefully not a lot of damage. Let's get back to live television here. as the leaders are coming in. Here we see him on pit road. I'm imagining this is going to be 4 tires and fuel.
Yeah, they're definitely going to take 4 tires and fuel for this one.
Yeah, Avia's down and away. Out of there in plenty of time.
Just overheard on the radio communication from race control next door. The 23, I believe, 23 will be giving a EOL penalty for avoidable contact, which the 10 checked up. From what I overheard, the 23 say on the radio, and replay showed it. So, I mean, I don't get that rule there.
Well, let's take a look here at as we reset the field. Avia is your leader. Kevin Dick is now P2. Tyler Seville is P3. Colton Harvey is P4. Max Williams in the 8 is up to P5. Andrew Moore is now a P6. Will Worstler, he is still on the lead lap. Damage is undeterminate at this time, but he's in P7. Mike McConnellville, excuse me, he is currently P8 there, and that we both of us in the pre-race we both like the 57's paint. That's very slick there. Troy Haight
out.
Troy Haight in the P9 on the lead lap. Brad Allison in the 03, I believe, might have got the lucky dog, and he is now on the lead lap because he is at the end of the tail end of the field. We're getting ready to go green. Double file restart. Lights are out on the pace truck. Leader decided that he wants to take the bottom. Getting ready to go green. The 96 coming to 97 of 250. Good jump.
Timed it perfect there with the pace truck heading on the pit road in the Geico restart zone. And as I said earlier, this race has flown by, and well, we got our first caution. We didn't think it was going to happen, though.
If you're just joining us, this is Race First and NRN's coverage of the SRC's Premier Series coming to you from Bristol Motor Speedway. We've completed now of 98 of a scheduled 250 laps. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button. I see there's 12 of you watching. I only see 4 people that hit the like button. Let's change that. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race here at the NRN Network.
Ooh, Colton Harvey had to back out of that run there.
He had almost a tank slapper there.
Yeah, and now he's going to lose 2 positions because of him having to back out of almost hitting the wall there coming off of turn 2. Now with fresh tires, it's going to be absolutely chaos here because you're going to see guys, as you're seeing right now on your screen here, going
we got a new
wide.
leader. Yeah, we got a new leader with Kevin Dick. He actually decided that he was not going to waste time, and he moved just right on ahead of the leader there, Johnny Avia. Avia back to P3, and now he's going to lose another position to Will Worstler. Will Worstler doesn't seem much worse for wear. There's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But we see Kevin Dick moving now back to, Johnny Avia back to P4. And I don't know if this was strategic at all. Possibly trying to make this run go, because we're definitely got one more stop if we go green. One more stop, and we can probably go to the end at that point.
Yeah, you're banking on at least one more stop. Hopefully a green flag pit stop this go around.
We were so close to the green flag pit stop. Worstler decides he's going to go low, try to put the block, going really low onto the apron. Careful, fellas. We were so good up to this point.
Oh, got a little loose there off of turn 4.
And he tried to get to the bumper there. Avia was able to get the momentum. Checking out the 77 of Andrew Moore Jr. there in the Ford GT paint.
Iconic Gulf livery there.
Oh, yes. You see that in every series. Like, there's even an Indy car that actually is one of my teammates here at Team Race First. He runs a car that looks just like that. With wings, of course. But
yeah, but still.
Troy
A man of
Haight,
culture.
Troy Haight, give a shout out to him. He was on the verge of almost going a lap down. He's up to P5 now as they work around the 10 car of Corbin Simmons, and it goes down another lap. So we got a lot of comers and goers, a lot of guys who've kind of needed that caution. Yeah, you see it. That is.
Oh no! He gets put in the wall again.
Oh, Wursler going down low, and that's because we're caution. And that is Daniel Pinkston. That is cruising there at the bottom of the racetrack. Let's go back here a little bit, find out what happened with Daniel. I think he might have. He's in a battle with the general here. So let's bracket up.
I don't know how to word this. He tried to pick a fight with the general and he lost.
Here we go. Goes low. General got loose coming off the corner, looks like, and kind of came right down on Pinkston. Let's go back. Let's ride with the general here real quick. I think he got loose off the corner. It looks like it. Went back a little bit too far. We'll see. We'll catch up here eventually.
What I'm looking at, it looked like something was happening with his car, like it was sputtering, almost like he had a cylinder down on the car, and too much of a run there for Daniel Pinkston, and just ran into him.
Well, we'll see what race control says about that. But that now puts us under our second caution of the race, which is two more than what we had at Kansas a week ago. But,
I think we put the commentator's curse on that.
Yeah, maybe we did. That puts Max Williams to the lead. Kevin Dick is P2, Johnny Avila P3, Troy Haight P4, Andrew Moore P5, Mike McConneville P6, Colton Harvey P7, Taylor Seville P8, Brad Allison P9, Tim Knott worked his way up to P10, and I believe Will Wursler, I think, stopped in the pits again, probably to go, get the damage looked at and get a...
he actually got more damage because they were coming up on that wreck coming off of turn 2.
Oh, that's right. He had to check up really quick, yeah.
Yeah, and Troy Haight got caught off guard, ran into the back of him on the right rear quarter panel, and barely turned him in the wall, but did enough on the right front.
Right now, Will's got to think he's got a bit of a target on him. The car's not too bad. Looks like the right front fender is definitely not new. But hit pit road, get a new set of tires, top off the tank if you have to. Maybe. It's still a ways to go for making it on one more stop.
At least.
Yeah. I would say we're what 113, so we're about 140 laps of definitely being able to go with no more stops. They need to go get up to about 140, about 150 in order to do that last 100. That's what they said about the tires. Is it the fuel or the tires that give out after 100? They say.
Tires.
They blow up after 100 laps, I guess. Well, here we go.
That's Goodyear tires for you, as well as 18-inch wheels on these cars.
Here we go. Everyone's lined up. Double file restart here. Coming to lap 114 of 250. Max Williams is your leader.
Gets a good start. Restart going into one there.
And here comes Avila. Villa's got a good start. He got a good run. Got to get underneath Dick into P2. Going into 3. Yeah. Now he's setting sail. Pretty much clean air in front of him. Fresh tires for sure.
Yeah, look at P5 though. Troy Haight coming up on the outside there of that Golf car, number 77.
Andrew Moore there in the 77.
Now he's going to try and get by Kevin Dick here, but he needs Dick to have a bit of a mistake. Watches up just a tiny bit there. Ooh.
Sends it in there. Lets it sail.
Yeah, but that... well...
There you go. He just went a little
big
bit...
wreck.
Corbin Simmons. Preston Cope. Actually, no. Corbin Simmons and Daniel Pinkston involved in a wreck again here. Let's see what happened to these two here. We're under caution. The third caution now.
Was that what I think it was? Oh, Gary, I hate to say it. Head coach, wreck again.
Yeah. That is a complete net code. You could clearly see, and Pinkston didn't have much to do there in order to just kind of hope the brakes catch before you make contact. He goes ahead and makes contact in there, making already a night that's involved contact. One more piece of contact that the crew's going to have to take a look at when he gets to the pits. Let's go ahead and fast forward back to live TV. I don't think we have a lot of takers on pit road as the moment right now. There's the wave around for one of the lucky dog there. That is Richard Smith. I think Daniel Pinkston has called it quits.
I think he just said, I think I've had enough of Bristol, and I'm just going to take a week off.
So now we have 16 cars still running. Let's see, I think we might have 18. Hunter Waters actually still is running there in the green pickles car, the fried pickles. Of course, Hunter has not heard my my myth and curse of the green car. Apparently that is being something that he's suffering tonight, being down in 18. John Moeller, he's got that wobbly wheel fixed there on the right front, and he is still making laps. 29 laps down, but hey, if these start ticking off one laps after another, they will quickly catch up to Daniel Pinkston, who is now out and classified in the 17th spot. I think we're going to get a lineup here and double file restart. We're going to say single file. I'm not sure since the caution came so quick. Nope, we're still got lights on the pace truck.
Well, I guess this is probably going to go green. They'll probably take the one to go when they get it this time by here. Sorting everything out here after another chaotic restart.
Johnny Avila using the apron there under caution. Of course, that is using the apron, at least when we do in Indy cars, using the apron can help save on valuable drops of fuel. And if this turns into a fuel race by any chance, going down that low and making the shortest distance around this place under caution, that might benefit if we get into a fuel race situation. It's Bristol, so anything can happen. So,
yeah, you'll even see him do it here at Daytona and Talladega as well in the stock cars here.
Lining up, getting ready to go green, coming to lap 123 of 250, almost at the halfway point. Thanks for joining us. We've had a pretty much caution-free race up to this point. We've had 3 bang, bang, bang right in a row. But for the most part, everyone is being well behaved. Max Williams lagging back a little bit.
I think he's waiting to get that jump on the restart here.
And there he goes, good jump. Just gets himself clear of Villa if he wants to go to the high side. Going to stay low. Villa stays up high. Clean air on the nose down the backstretch. Villa getting a run. Going to take a look to stay to the high side. Meanwhile, a battle back here for third.
Oh, yeah, that's a good battle there. Holy cow.
Yeah, I got 5 cars all involved here. Haight, Dick, McConneville, and Harvey. Of course, Harvey was up there with the leaders early on in that first stint.
Also throw in Andrew Moore and Tim Knott as well.
And Tim Knott. We have not talked about him at all. No pun intended. He's in that 41.
I'm going to probably bring up a dad joke here. Tim Knott definitely wants to try and tie the knot tonight in victory lane.
Oh, there you go. You said it.
You're very welcome. That is all for me.
Yeah, any subscriptions that you take away from the NRN, and because of that, just blame on Justin there. But Max Williams, might as well be Max Power right now. There you go, as he is the leader of this. He's Will's brother, Max Power. I'm telling you, Will Power's parents. Now, they named his brother Damien. I don't know if you've seen that. His brother's actually a comedian down in Australia, and they named his brother Damien. But it really would have been funny if it would have been Will and Max Power if they named him Max. I think they missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, big missed opportunity.
Of course, you don't know what I'm talking about. Will Power, the NTT IndyCar Series champion. Someone that you probably won't see race at Bristol.
Yeah, I've heard he's talked about it, but... I don't know if he'd want to do it in this car. Though.
Maybe for funsies and doing some, empty track laps or something like that. But we got a battle for P2 right here. Avia and Height, he has really worked his way back up into this battle. At one point, he was not too far from going a lap down.
Yeah, he's definitely he's got a 4-leaf clover in that car somewhere. He's got an Inspire suit, and it's definitely bringing him good luck. He's doing everything he can now to try and get back up to Avila. But Avila, and the way he's changing his lines, it's throwing so much turbulent air to the point that he's hitting that brick wall.
Yep. Cole played in chat says learn from the first run, going to be saving hard now. So I guess what they learned from that first run is to be go right to that high line and easy on, easy off, apparently, on those tires to try to make it into the later portion of this run.
That's a very smart move right there. Oh, look at this. We got at least second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, maybe seventh, eighth, and ninth all under a blanket here.
Yeah, we're cutting right through them. And Will Wursler, despite the damage, still hanging tough.
Yeah, he's definitely been a trooper in this one here so far. Even with the hits that his poor car is taking, he's soldiering on, and I'll give him credit on that one. You definitely want to try and get as much maximum points as you can out of this one.
Unfortunately, even for the best drivers, very few come out of Bristol unscathed in one way or another.
As a number of us said years ago in the NIS fix, there was almost contact there between the 57 of Mitch McConville and Colt Harvey through 3 and 4 there. No harm, no foul, just a bit of a love tap saying, hey, I'm here. How you doing? And I've lost my train of thought.
You're talking about what, getting incidents in the NIS?
Yes, yeah. If you come out of either Martinsville or Bristol with 0 incidents and no damage on your car, you've done something that is outrageously insane. So
I almost pulled it off. I almost pulled it off. I was in I think it was a 150 lap truck race here, and I just hung out in the back all day long. And they were it was a very predictable truck race. Wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck. Just avoided everybody, hung out in the back. And on the final restart, I got myself in a position where I had a virtually unscathed truck, a totally unscathed truck. And I was up in the top 10. I said, I got fresh tires. It's time to go. And as we were running, caution happened in front of me. And I managed to miss it, but the guy behind me was racing so hard that he was already racing down on the apron to pass somebody, and then hits me, shoots right up in the during caution because I'm now slowed down. Shoots right up off the apron into turn 1. I'm in the turn 1, smacks right into the side of me. A day done. I was not very happy about that, and
I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, I was not very. I was just literally laps away from doing a 150 lap truck race with 0x to only receive someone that ARCA braked me, and they did it. And we in this particular league, we're watching McConneville get around I forget who that is. I think it's Willite. Yeah, it's Willite. But we had a post-race meeting where all the drivers would get into the same voice chant to talk about their race, and I just totally leaned into this guy. I was not happy about it whatsoever. And he said something about me having poor restarts or whatever, and I'm like, doesn't matter about me having poor restarts. You still plowed into the back of me.
Yep. And what we were talking about, there was a bit of a group of two wide going on through the top 5 here. It was actually a surprisingly good battle here, and
we're watching them right now.
Yeah, using that high line there. Whoa!
Got some lap traffic in through there right there. They got the pickle car. Now we got Dick with a run on the high side on Williams.
I think he's gonna get it.
Hunter might follow him through. Hunter Waters in the 17. Looks like his car is now behaving pretty well. He's hanging with the leaders here. Williams let him go. Colton Harvey also on the high side. We've seen Harvey's car perform well early in stints. For the top 7 here, all these guys are about 57, 58 laps into their stint. If we go back to Tyler Seville, in that number 11, he is 31 laps in his stint. So we got 2 pit strategies going on. If we go long here into the green flag, pit stops.
Yeah, that's another thing that most people don't understand about Bristol. The offsetting pit strategies can be truly amazing, but they can also be stupid at the same time. It's definitely gonna. I think it's gonna work out for them. Still side by side there, Colton Harvey. Washed up almost into Kevin Dick there, off of 4. Still side by side as they come off of turn 2. Back to single file. Colton is just saying, "I need more clean air. I need the guy in second to mess up. That way I can at least get past him to get up towards Johnny Avila." But right now, Avila has just sailed away. He's basically said, "Waiter, check, please."
Yeah, he did that last time, and then we had the caution, and then I guess on the long run, he must be comfortable with the long run, because as this run gets longer, he is making more and more time over P2 and P3.
Yeah, if you can excel on the long run, it works out so well here, because you'll have some guys that are only good on the short runs, because you'll figure that it's going to be a caution fest. But we've only had 3 cautions so far, and Avila is basically gone into a long run mode, and it's paying off for him right now with lap traffic basically moving out of the way and what have you. That way, second and third have more turbulent air to work again.
Tyler Seville around Max Williams. Andrew Moore around Mike McConneville. Just right there, we saw that. Starting to get a bit of single file action going on here. Let's go ahead and get you some intervals. A lot of half second. The closest battle is this battle between 5th and 6th right now by Williams and Moore. They're separated by just a 10th at the moment. Moore cuts in deep. He's going to send it.
Ooh, I'll say he cut in deep there. I don't think it's not going to work, though. He hits that stall right there coming off of 4. And Max Williams just barely scraped the wall, but it was not enough for Andrew Moore to get that run off of turn 2. Moore now follows Williams to try and stay close to him as they go through 1 and 2 here. Max Williams he thinks he's trying to run Darlington at Bristol, and if he keeps this up, it's going to start inching more and more towards the wall. Oh! That was very close there.
So I'm checking some notes here that were sent that I can now turn my head and look at here while we're getting things kind of settling down here for a little bit. Stages tonight are lap 40, 90, and with 90 getting a yellow flag, 40 stays green. Okay, so 90 we were still racing, I think. So I don't think we have any stage race yellow flags at 90. So no stage racing today, I guess. Patrick at NRN says IRO1 did a 7.9 here with the setup. He did a 7.9 here with the setup. So you're on each side of the racetrack about 3.5 seconds, give or take.
Talk about a very dizzying experience there.
And also, Sam Maxwell, one of the admins, says, thanks to driver donation tonight, the event now has a $66 prize pool paid out to all drivers, depending on their finishing position. So congratulations to the generous pockets of those participants and drivers.
And we're still side by side here. As,
we have not left this battle at all. And Mike McConneville in the 57 is starting to take him. He's maybe thinking about taking a 3 wide there.
He's probably taking the better of it now.
Yeah. He's like, well, let these two wreck each other and I'll go on by.
Yeah, you two can just knock each other out of the way and hope to God you don't involve me so I can just scoot on by. Whoa. McConneville there got just a tad bit of a push situation off of turn 4. Still side by side with Moore. Yeah,
Moore's getting the arrow pushes as well. You saw him wash up. He's into that high grip strip there, up high on the turns. He's up there. Now he bounced off the wall that time. Grip strip didn't give him give him anything good. McConneville has the momentum, starts to pull ahead. The general, even though struggling down in 16th, thinking about maybe taking a look. He has some momentum and some slightly fresher tires also. Almost into the back of him. Ooh.
Oh, that was close.
This is the closest battle on the racetrack. Actually, let's go back up here to 3rd and 4th. Taylor Seville just gets around. Tyler Seville gets around Kevin Dick, and now the cocktail car is now in the P3, and it's now starting this car around on the main straight. They're not caution. We are caution, and that is Corbin Simmons, excuse me, on the front stretch. And let's see what happened there. Let's go back in the Wayback Machine, find out what happened here. He is sporting some damage from some earlier incidents. And here he is coming off the corner, pushes up into the wall. Wow, catches an odd angle. Richard Smith does a good job at avoiding him. But unfortunately, the momentum kill in the racing line triggers the caution gods here at Bristol. And I think we've got the 4th caution of the day now. Bring back up front.
That was the 4th?
Yeah, I believe it is the 4th. And Villa now has an interesting strategy or thought in front of him, as that is Tim Knott, getting the wave around. Villa does the pump fake and decides, I'm going to go to pit road now. And I think this is probably a good move. Because if you get 4 and full and tires now, you're good to the end.
Oh, yeah. You will definitely be good to the end.
So this is a good time to stop.
And now the tricky part begins. Do we go green the rest of the way? Or is it going to turn into an NIS-style demo? That is all up to the drivers here on track.
Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching Race First coverage of, round 7 of the SRC's Premier Series, coming to you from Bristol Motor Speedway, where, we're currently in caution, but Johnny Avia has been leading this stint coming through the pit stops, where we have 176 of 250 down. Thanks for joining us. Do the guys at NRN a big favor. Make sure to smash that like button. See 13 people watching now. Only 4 people have smashed the like button. Come on, guys. Come on. Smash the like button. It's not that hard. Just like this. Just like this. Smash the like button. Do them a solid. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel.
And now the question is, for Avila's asking himself, for the love of God, please just Can we go green?
Yeah, I think he wants to go green. I'm going to say even Harvey, maybe Seville wanted to go green. I could see some of the guys maybe a little bit further on back that need the cautions to keep the field together. Maybe sporting some damage, such as the 29 with Whistler. He's hitting pit road right now. Sure why he's coming in. He was on the lead lap, I believe, so I'm not sure why he's coming in for maybe an additional splash of fuel or something. But he might be sporting some damage and wants the field to stay together because Aero is preventing him from really getting up to full speed. But I think a bulk of the leaders probably do want this to go green to the end.
Yeah, and I think Wurzler was also thinking, like you said, he's probably just to want to make sure he's got all the damage fixed and stuff because it's been a pretty up and down night for him. He's had a couple of good chances to get up towards the front, get just caught up in traffic, run over as well, and he's probably thinking, can we just end this?
It'll get over quickly here. Laps count down real quick. We're back to green. Coming to 179 of 250. We got
and that time Johnny Avila actually chose to start up on the outside line instead of the inside line, and it's paid off for him somewhat. But here comes Colton.
Colton's going to stick the nose down there. Via thought about maybe slamming the door. Thought against it. You still have laps to go. Let's not ruin a good opportunity. Colton Harvey, the general to the lead. Got a nice side-by-side battle back here for fourth and fifth. Third and fourth, actually. This is Dick Williams and McConneville back here.
Yeah, that actually was fourth and fifth.
Yep.
Because Kevin Dick went by him on the, I think 2 laps ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Now we are side single file. Tyler Seville fighting off the 03 there for position for P8. Will Wurzler looks like he is fully up to speed.
Yeah, he's watching this battle up ahead of him between Brad Allison and Tyler Seville here. He's thinking, okay, guys, can you guys make up your mind already? Because I'm going to try and get back up towards the front as quickly as I can before checker flag falls.
And there's Tim Knott in the 41. He has the last car on the lead lap. He's going to go scooching around the high side over the General and Preston Cope.
Yeah, that was a bit of a close call there. I think I saw one of them barely touch the apron, and the apron here is a no-no. Yeah,
that's as we like to say on Race First during our Indy Fix coverage, apron bad.
Especially in the turns here.
Now, if we have any more cautions, right now Richard Smith is in the position for the lucky dog. He is, though, 2 laps down. So he really wants 2 more cautions, and he'll be back up here with this group for a chance at the lead. But back up front, Harvey and Avila pulling away a little bit over Dick by about 3/10.
Yeah, these guys are trying to fight each other, and Dick wants to capitalize on it, but right now, second and first have decided to stay single file.
Still a lot can happen. 60 laps to go. Oh, Colton Harvey getting a little squirrely on corner exit there.
Ooh, yeah, big time squirrely there. Got a little bit loose off of turn 4 there.
It looks subtle on the stream, but when you're in the cockpit, especially if you have a direct drive wheel, you are feeling that.
Oh, big time. Big time. Especially next year when they go to the street circuit of Chicago, they're definitely going to feel it when the car gets loose. Because compared to concrete, especially at nighttime, city streets during summertime in daylight, it's slick, it's hot, and you better try and save your tires.
Well, and it's Chicago streets, which are going to have all degrees of engine oil embedded in them, and then of course the Chicago winters are just absolutely brutal. So I expect that surface to be all degrees of causing confusion. Here comes Colton Harvey around the lap car of Will Height there. Will Height gets out of the way, stays high, stays clear.
Avila tried to use that lap car as a pick, and it
didn't
pulled
work.
him in closer.
Pulled him closer, but didn't quite pull it off. So if you like the idea of the Chicago Street Course, also here on NRN here in about 3 weeks, one of the races we'll be covering here on for Race First on behalf of NRN is the ESRA IndyCar Series, which NRN broadcasts on a weekly basis. They will be having an IndyCar race at the Chicago Street Course. It'll be myself and Mark Murphy, the Division I Indy Fixed Series champion from last season, will be joining me in the booth, and we'll watch the IndyCars at that circuit. And that is a treacherous. If you think it's treacherous for the next gen cars, it is even more treacherous for the IndyCars, because one tap and your suspension is gone. And that's in about 3 weeks here on NRN, part of the ESRA IndyCar Series. Coming on up, check it out, and make sure you mark it on your calendars. You don't want to miss it. It's got a bit of a meme race, but I always say the best that those that survive that race are pretty good racers, because they can manage the race track versus actually managing the race cars around them.
And I hate to toot my own horn here, but that's kind of what I did for Split 2 in the SOF races. There's a battle for the lead there almost. Basically started third, survived the chaos, came home to finish on the podium, wanted to end a 7.5-year winless drought, but finishing second on the podium in a meme race, like you said it was, for the iRacing IndyCar Series on the streets of Chicago. It's with how rough that place is compared to Belle Isle and Sebring combined, surviving that race alone, doesn't matter if it's the Next Gen Cup car or even in the IR18 IndyCar. It's a win. It's a win. No matter what.
And I mean, you were in a different. I think you might have been in the second split. The top split guys. Which routinely it's a 3K top split. Easily a 3 plus 3K top split. I mean, there were guys that were longtime veterans that were tripping over each other there. So I mean, that's just an interesting course that it's going to be. I suspect at some point we might actually see IndyCar for real go there. They need to do some changes to that course to make it safer for the IndyCars. But for the meantime, I think NASCAR has a bit of an exclusive 3 or 4 year window to it before anyone else can race there.
I believe it was a 3-year deal that was
3 year, exclusive to, is it Cup or just NASCAR?
Cup and Xfinity, and apparently one of the IMSA series.
I'm about to say the IMSA series, side by side, coming off of 4. The IMSA series probably would show a better job at how cars that are meant to handle a street course would handle that one, but we'll see. We'll see.
Avila is just doing all he can.
He's got plenty of time. He does not have to force the issue. He's going to throw it down to the inside, though, side by side.
Big throw there. Big throw. Washes up just a tiny bit. Almost gets into Colton there.
And while these guys are side by side, it's going to allow Kevin Dick to make up some time. He is now about a second behind this battle. And if they keep this up much longer, he will get it under a second here relatively soon. Here you see the ticker on the left side.
Still side-by-side battle for the lead. Kevin Dick is loving this right in front of him.
Yeah, but he's not making up time. He's right at a second. Now he's under a second finally. But he's not making up much time.
He's trying to figure out which line is the one he can use to catch up, and he goes to the high side there up in 3 and 4.
So what is the envelope that these drivers, and when I say envelope, it's the amount of space behind the car that arrow would impact the car behind it. So like an IndyCar, the draft envelope's like at 1.5 seconds in the IR18. What is the envelope here that they would begin to feel arrow on one of these cars?
For short track, you're probably looking at maybe half a second.
Okay.
when it comes to the super speedway racing, what air bubble? The suck-up rate is absolutely insane. And that's what we're going to be seeing when we go to Talladega. If you have not seen what it is like for the next gen at places like Atlanta's Super Speedway now, if you can call it that, and Daytona and Talladega, the closing rate in these cars there with the rear diffuser, you talk about slingshots galore. Very hold your breath style racing.
Well, after 215 laps of scheduled 250, the battle's still at the front. Colton Harvey, Johnny Avila, side by side for pretty much the last better part of 10 to 15 laps. Dick is now starting to make the reel him in slowly now that he has made it down to about a half-second disadvantage into the half-second window behind these two. At some point, are these two, when you're racing, let's say you're one of these guys, you're a Colton or a Johnny, and you're racing side by side, and you start looking at your relative, and you start seeing P3 becoming an issue now. At what point when you go, you know what, I'm going to stop fighting with you, and I'm going to let you go, and we're going to get in line, and we're going to pull back away from P3. At what point do you think about that? Or you just not think about it because, you know, we're analog racing. We're either on or we're off.
At this point, if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't even think about it, because it's pretty much getting down to the wire here. And, Avila was finally let by. I think they realized, oh, great, Dick is here.
And Kevin Dick is here. And Andrew Moore, very quietly, P4, and he's been reeling this group in, and he has been up in the Larson line. Yes, I know the Larson line, folks. He is up high, and he's getting these massive runs down the straight, and he just keeps ticking the time off. 10th by 10th by 10th, and he's going to be part of this battle here relatively soon. And with that said, he's going to have relatively fresh tires because he's riding on that high line, and he is not scrubbing off as much speed as these guys that are running lower. Oh, digging the wall. Oh. Now we got a three-car battle for P2.
Yeah, it's business is definitely picking up here. Andrew Moore he's finally caught up. He's like you said.
Avila with the leaders. I think Avila is with Tim Knott there, trying to fight to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, he does the cordial thing and just lets him go by, realizing.
Well, and the thing is with Tim is if no one else gets he'll be the first car a lap down because the next car behind him, which is Richard Smith, is a lap behind him. That if Avila passes nobody else, he'll get the wave, the lucky dog. I call it the wave around. Sorry, that's an IndyCar thing. He'll get the lucky dog. But right now, Avila is starting to track down more lap traffic. The next car that is on the lead lap in P10 is Brad Allison. There he is right there in the 03. Johnny Avila a straightaway a ways from them. Taylor Seville and Troy Height fighting for position right there for 6th and 7th. Tyler, I keep calling him Taylor. It's Tyler. Tyler gets the position, moving him up to 6. Max William, tank slaps the wall, leaving a little momentum behind. Down in the bottom, here comes Seville.
Yeah, he's doing everything they can. I'm hearing a little bit of frustration going on between Colton Harvey and somebody else.
Well, let's go back to Colton Harvey. Oh yeah, we got 3-car battle, and we got him around Tim Knott now, who is. Obviously, he's at last that we just talked about him being the first car 1 lap down. So now this is a bit of this battle train right here. We got Dick, Moore, and Harvey. Seville getting around Williams. Well, no, not quite. Showed him in the lead at the start-finish line, still side by side going through the corners. Williams getting that momentum on the high side. 229 of 250 in the books. Very quickly coming to 20 to go. Yeah, Williams in the wall again, and that's going to really let Seville on by. Seville now to P5. going back up to P2 in this battle where we have Richard Smith trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. He stays high. Dick, Moore, Harvey, Seville now joining this battle here relatively quickly.
Yeah, what I was hearing over the radio, it sounded like Colton was saying it felt like team orders were going on there, like Chase Elliott was holding me up to let his teammate go by. So
on that's interesting, and we got a little time, but we could talk about that. That has been the NASCAR, I guess, racing topic of the week. I mean, how do you feel about team orders? It seems to be something that Formula One is trying to get rid of. It seems like that NASCAR kind of wants to say they're out there, but we don't want them. Where we had some sports like IndyCar, for instance, kind of acknowledge them, but don't really do anything about them. How do you feel about team orders?
I don't like team orders, but it's sometimes a necessary evil.
Yeah.
But at other times, it's a nuisance. I mean, we can go back 20 years ago to the Austrian Grand Prix and the Ferrari scandal between Barrichello and Schumacher. If we want to talk about team orders on that one.
Well, I mean, that's with just Schumacher pulling over and letting Barrichello win, or Barrichello pulling over and letting Schumacher win. Schumacher returned the favor, which I think he did at the U.S. Grand Prix here in Indianapolis. That's where I'm broadcasting from, by the way. I'm in Indianapolis. And, I guess I'm for them, because why have teams? You know, if you're not going to allow teams to work for the benefit of teams, then you need to make it an individual sport. But the way that the racing is, it's cheaper to have teams, and you're at a more of an advantage if you are a team versus, and we've seen it in IndyCar racing, we've seen it in the NASCAR racing. The single car teams or the underfunded teams, they have more difficulty than the multi-car teams or the higher funded teams.
And I know a number of the underfunded teams would love to see the team orders thing effectively be banned. But come on.
Yeah.
We all know that's never going to happen.
Coming to 10 to go, Johnny Avila from the Great North there in Canada got himself a 2.3 second lead. Looking at putting, Thomas Wilhite another lap down. Wilhite getting a little squirrely coming off the corner. He's going to stay low and out of the way. 10 laps to go. Avila goes high, clears him. 2.2 second lead now. He is 2.2 seconds clear of Dick, who is in P2, and Andrew Moore, who is worked his way up 6 spots since the start of this thing. He is in P3. The big gainer of the night is Mike McConneville in that Sharpie car. He is up 9 spots on the outside. He gets spun. We got to watch that. We just had it on there, and we're going to get caution here with less than 10 laps to go, and he gets spun by Will Wursler for position. And that's not going to make people happy at all.
Nope, that is not. That is not at all.
And Avila did not want to see that. So, we will we're not going to rewind that one, because you clearly saw that on the video. We were actually watching that. Now, what do I do if I'm the leader? What do you do if you're the leader? Do I stop and get 4 freshies and run her out? Or do I hope track position is the way to go?
If it were me, with how close we are to the end, you're probably still banking on 3 green, white checkers, but this
and real quick, the rules.
I just stay out.
Oh, he's coming down. Is we gonna do the pump fake? He's gonna do the pump fake? No, he is committed to getting new tires, and that means also Andrew Moore is coming in behind him. So Kevin Dick is going to roll the dice. These are tires that are 69 laps old.
Not sure if I can say nice on that one. But,
yeah, with the number right. Yeah, with the number, but still, and everybody's coming down pit road. We got Moore. We got Harvey, Seville, Williams. I don't think we have any of the leaders staying out. We'll see how everything shakes out here with timing and scoring. Seville, I think, might be staying out. Yeah, Seville is staying out. So, also at this point, because we're less than 10 laps to go, all of the lapped cars, they're going to be shuffled to the back, right? So we'll put all the leaders together. All of the lap cars will be shuffled to the back. If there's any wave arounds that need to happen and any of the lucky dogs, they'll get that taken care of here right before going green. So we'll get all the leaders together. Johnny Avila coming out third. He's going to have fresh tires. Seville and Dick, 70-lap-old tires. They're going to bring this field to green with 70-lap-old tires. Right behind him, they're going to have everyone else fighting with fresh Goodyears. And I don't get to say that too often because we're fresh Firestones from where I come from. We got fresh Goodyears. Fresh Goodyears. We haven't had Goodyears. We haven't had Goodyears since '98, I think. But here we go.
No, I believe it was 99.
98, 99, yeah, somewhere in there. Yep.
Yeah, it was 99 for kart and the IRL that Goodyear was last in the series. It's going to be interesting to see how Dick and Seville go on this restart because they're, with how old their tires are, tire spin is definitely going to be something you want to watch out for, especially going up through the gears on a very rubber down racetrack.
Twizzled Gaming says done for the season. 22 will come back next season. Richard Fletcher in chat, keep it up. Johnny Go WWR. I've noticed a couple of WWR cars. I believe Wursler and Avila are teammates. We're getting ready to go green really quickly with 3 to go. And we'll see how quickly these guys up front get in line. Otherwise, these guys with fresh tires, and it's a bad restart. And we're going to go 3 wide of the one.
Hard 3 wide. They're still 3 wide. Oh, man, the tire situation did not work out.
Oh, and Avila just punting, trying to move his way through all of the fresh tire cars. Avila to the wall, and we're going to go green-white checker.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. There was a wreck on the back, and then they wrecked in the front. So, essentially, 2 wrecks happened here. What I'm looking at, it was the 57 on that restart coming off of turn 2 there. Tried to squeeze through the middle between the General Tony Patton and knocked Tim Knott into the wall. So, definitely not tying the knot tonight for Tim Knott there in the 41. And then you said it was
Avila was into the wall.
Yeah.
So the guy with fresh tire, the one that's the 2 that've come out unscathed for the most part. I think the only one that's come out unscathed is Moore, who is now our leader.
Yeah, what I'm looking at here, Avila tried to slow down when the caution came out and got turned, as he didn't expect the 8 of Max Williams up on the high side there. So, yep, definitely chaos has decided to rear its ugly head here tonight at Bristol.
I think we got our 6th caution.
And you know what that means? You know what that means, Gary?
What's that?
Green, white, checker.
Oh, yes, my most favorite NASCAR gimmick.
First of 3 attempts here, so they're gonna try and get this race to finish under green, but I don't know if we're going to have that.
And to all the people that said that when IndyCar had the red flag, it was a gimmick, I was against that too. Right when Ericsson got the red flag for the Indy 500, I wanted him to win at that point, right then and there. That was unfair. They should have just let the race end. We're here for 500 miles. Completed distance. But we got green white checker here.
And of course there are some people that say IndyCar needs playoffs and stages.
No. What IndyCar just really needs is more ovals right now. Let's see. Richard Fletcher says also we need a replay. It's too late to call that one back. But it was pretty clear. We had it right there on the center screen, kind of what happened, and you kind of called it. A little checking up happened. People were close quarters, and a little contact spun some people out. Undeterminate damage to Avia's car. We're not quite sure what's going on. Let's get on board Dick's car, and can we see out the back? He's got a little bit of bubbling and bowing, but not much. He's going to have fresh tires, but because they got scuffed so bad in the incident, I don't think they're going to be as good as the cars around him that have actually fresher tires because of just racing. But we're getting ready to go back to green here.
What I saw for Avila is he necessarily didn't lock him down completely. So they may be scuffed, but they won't be scuffed as.
So this is attempt 1 of 3 of green white checker, correct?
Yes, it is.
One of 3.
The next caution that comes out before they take the white flag will be the second attempt, and vice versa.
Here we go. Andrew Moore bringing the field down the green, and he gets a great jump. And Dick they all kind of bound up behind Dick. Avia going down low, still has those fresh tires, but Colton Harvey, he's going to have those even fresher tires because he was not involved in the incident. Here comes Max Williams looking into the inside, and we are going to keep it low. We're probably going to go yellow again. No final lap. Moore still going. Yep. We are no caution. No caution. Here comes Avila setting it to the high side.
Not going to be enough.
Andrew Moore coming to the start-finish line. Gets it. Avila loses at the start-finish line, and Moore in the Ford GT paint job gets the job done here at Bristol.
Woo, that was chaotic.
Wow.
Short track racing. At its finest. Chaotic. Controversial at times. But overall, some of the best racing you can witness in person. Doesn't matter if it's IndyCar or stock car racing.
Let's do something here real quick. Here we go. Get the final results up there. We got Andrew Moore, the winner. And boy, he didn't lead a lot of laps, but the ones he led are the ones that count. Johnny Avila led a ton of laps. Should have been his race. A late caution kind of derailed things for him. Finishes P2. Colton Harvey kind of up there all day really with the leaders, with the exception of probably at the end of that first stint where he was struggling. Finishes on the bottom step of the podium. There's your top 3. Wursler and Height. Wursler fights back to a P4. That's going to be a great point-saving day for him. Height P5, Dick P6, Seville P7. Allison, a very quiet but a very consistent P8. Max Williams 9th. McConneville 10th. Richard Smith works his way up to 11th. Will Height's 12th. Cope 13th. Patton 14th. And Knott 15th.
16th is...
Go ahead.
16th is the number 10 of Corbin Simmons. 17th is the number 7 of Hunter Waters. Not a very good night on the waters for him. 18th will be Daniel Pinkston. 19th will be John Muller. And rounding out the final 2 spots of posting absolutely no time in both qualifying and racing, the number 43 of Richard Fletcher will finish 20th, and 21st, I think he tried to get in, but I think he had issues tonight. That'll be the 07 of Joshua G. Morris, who finishes
21st. Yeah, I think we might have had some thunderstorms going through the lower Midwest, so hopefully no one got caught up in any of that.
Yeah, that was a very good race. We're out racing early on, and then the chaos came in. So once again, commentators curse on that one.
So we're going to hang out here and see if anybody joins the waiting room for any interviews. I never asked who how they interview the winners. Normally in Race First lore, we always interview, for the most part, the top 3. But if no one steps in, we maybe let them go ahead and just celebrate later tonight here, or into the night. We'll give a couple more minutes to see if anyone pops into the waiting room. So while we're waiting, your thoughts here. Bristol, you are my stock car guy. You were the first guy I thought of when I needed someone in the booth to help pick me up for this, because I am not the stock car expert at all. What did you think of tonight's race? Not too bad. They kept it off themselves for the most part, but the second half of the event, we started finding those yellows.
Yeah, the first half of the race was not what you would usually expect at Bristol. Was not what you usually expect, where cars are getting separated, still fighting lap traffic, of course. But otherwise, it was a very clean race in the first half. Second half of the race, of course, was the traditional ugly mess. But that's typical of your short track racing. Doesn't matter if it's open wheel, stock cars, or local short track levels, you name it. Even some of the dirt track stuff as well.
All right.
Overall, I was very impressed about tonight.
All right. Let's bring back the feed here. We do have. And everybody, make sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff. The guys at NRN would really appreciate it. Again, we got a couple more thumbs up. 9 people watch it, only 6 thumbs up. I mean, that's a deficit of 3, so somebody can go over there and smack that button. The 3 of you haven't. That would be really nice. NRN guys would enjoy that a lot. But we do have some folks in the interview room. And I want to bring up Colton Harvey, who finished 3rd. And we'll bring him up into the booth. Hey, Colton, we got you here. You're on mute at the moment. You got Gary and Justin here in the booth. We're stepping in for the NRN guys this week. Tell us about your race, man. I mean, short track racing, that first stint looks like that you might have had a issue with the tires falling off a little bit more than you wanted to. But after that, and the remainder of the race, you were right up there with the leaders. He's still on mute, so I don't know if he's going to be able to answer me or not. There he is.
Are we there?
Yeah, you're off mute. Yeah, you are here. So yeah, tell us about your race.
It was good. That first run, everyone was going so slow, and I was like, should I be backing off? And I was like, nah. So I just wanted to see what I could get out of the car. I knew the caution was coming out lap 90, so I knew it'd probably be safe to just kind of do a test run here. I didn't really practice at all this week, and yeah, it just plowed after about 60 laps. I couldn't hold the bottom anymore. Went up to the middle, still plowed. So I realized I ran a little too hard in that first run. Then we got a strain of cautions after the stage. And then that last 75 lap run, I pushed it a little harder because I knew it was only 75 laps, not 90. And I don't know how Tyler did it. I don't know where my braking points, if they were off, or if I was just going in too deep on the bottom, which obviously I was, because I destroyed the right front. So, yeah, I just need more practice here. But overall, good run. Surprised I got 3rd. I would have came home 5th if it stayed green, so I'll take 3rd.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, I was also noticing as well, you were moving around just to try and get as much clean air as possible, especially with that rear diffuser just throwing around so much turbulent air during the green flag run, especially in traffic. I don't know if you've driven the Gen 6 car compared to this, but the thoughts on how the next gen handles compared to the Gen 6 on short tracks with turbulent air being thrown over the front of your car compared to the other guys ahead of you in clean air.
It's kind. I can't really remember. It's been so long since I drove a Gen 6 car here. All I remember about the Gen 6 car was that it just wanted to spin out every time you wanted to touch the throttle here. So you really had to play the throttle here. You can just jam the throttle because there's less horsepower in these cars. And yeah, that's probably what I was doing wrong. But you can floor it at center and get off cleanly and not have to worry about it. The back end will slip out a little bit, but that's just kind of normal. But it was behind cars in this car. It is extremely tight, and you really have to slow down your entry to make the corner.
Coming up on the schedule, we got a off week, and then Texas. Your thoughts at the schedule coming up after the off week?
We got Texas next. Texas is good. Let's see here. I know I got the schedule actually pulled up.
Actually, let's bring it on up on the screen here. I think it's Texas, isn't it? Yes, you got an off week and then Texas.
Yeah, Texas will be fun. Talladega will be good. I got second at Daytona, so I'm hoping to follow that up at Dega with a win or top 5. Be happy with that. Charlotte, really good. Martinsville, I suck. That'll be awful for me. And then the last 3 races are pretty good, except for Phoenix. I suck there too. So I have to practice at Martinsville and Phoenix.
Points wise, you finished ahead of who you needed to finish ahead of. So I guess getting out of Bristol with the points lead is still a good thing as well.
Yeah, I'm very happy with getting out with the points lead. And I think a clean car. I think I might have touched the wall once, and that was it. And then I got hit on the last lap, but I don't know if that was the 8. Just trying to make a run or what he was doing.
All right, well, before we let you go, any shout-outs anybody want to say hi to? Sponsors, family, friends, wives, girlfriends, whatever?
Shout out to my girlfriend who rode with me during the race and was talking to me and calming me down when I was getting held up by lap cars because I was getting pretty upset.
Was she your spotter?
No, she was just hanging out with me, just watching.
Ah, okay. Well, that would have been a nice little duo to have, a little boyfriend girlfriend spotter combination. But then again, I can only imagine what the arguments might be like when the spotter lets you down. So let's maybe not a good idea. But thanks to her, congratulations, and congratulations to you and your team. And we won't see you because actually the NRN guys will pick it back up at Texas. But we will see you next when we pick up the another race for NRN at Talladega. So we'll see you then.
Okay, have a good one, guys. Good night.
See ya. All right, and now we got Johnny Avila waiting in the room here. We'll bring him on up. Hey, Johnny, got you on mute. But wow, man, this race was dominated in at least 2 instances by you, and cautions kind of brought the field all back to you. In many ways, this could have been your win, but a late caution kind of nixed that. And then some contact right there at which led to the first green light checker, kind of nixed everything all together for you. I imagine you're pretty frustrated, but tell us about your race nevertheless.
Yeah, I had a decent handle on this car. I figured out kind of how to save tire pretty well compared to most others.
Yeah.
It just, like you said, it sucked that yellow came out right there at the end because like I could almost see the checkered flag approaching.
Yeah.
I'm in a way I'm kind of glad I was able to hang on to still get second because after that contact with the 8, the yellow flag it came out and I let off and I guess I drifted high. When we restarted, my wheel was about 30 degrees to the left.
Oof.
Where it was normally straight, so like I was just kind of hanging on for dear life. I ended up crashing across the line, but at least I was able to recover after that.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, we were talking with Colton before we brought you up here. The turbulent air in traffic, I saw just as much as everybody else with the lap cars, even lead lap cars. They were just moving everywhere to try and find what little clean air there was. What I was noticing from what I saw from my vantage point of looking into your in-car, you were fighting it, especially coming off a 2 and turn 4 between the bottom line, trying to move up towards the high line, but with cars moving up towards the high line, it's was throwing your car around just a tad bit. Saw a couple of good saves there. Well done, man. I thought we were about to have a caution or 2 there, but yeah. I think that's pretty much with
the car itself. It got so tight overrun, and at the beginning you can kind of throw it loose. So like I was just trying to slide it up to the wall on exit, just to help with the balance, to help me on the long run. So it's like I was trying to use up the right rear as much as possible.
And at normal times, you definitely would not want to use up the right rear tire as much here, but with how wide of a footprint this tire has, you can burn it up as much as you want, but you want to at least save a little bit towards the end when it's about at least 80 to 100 laps on a run.
Yeah, a little bit, but not too much, because like after those long runs, my right front was at like 62 and my right rear was at like 90%. So like the way the setup was, it wasn't really hurting it. So I was just trying to lean on it as much as I could.
Hey, coming up next, we got an off week, and then we're moving to Texas. We're done with the short tracks for a little bit until Martinsville. How's your outlook for Texas after the off week?
I really like that track. I tend to excel on the 1.5 miles, so I'll be looking forward to that race.
Well, in the meantime, you have an off week, so get some rest. Any shout-outs you want to make to family, friends, sponsors, mom, dad, anything?
I'd like to thank all of my teammates at WWR. We always show up, work together, practice every week. It's great to have a group of guys like that and support. Also got to thank all the league admins that put this together every week, and you guys up in the booth gives me something good to watch on Wednesday night.
Well, thanks a lot. Looks like your team also had a good finish there. I think Will is your teammate as well, and he recovered from an incident to get a top 5. So team racing wise, 2 top 5s, pretty good. So congratulations. Everyone will see you next at Texas here at NRN. We will see you part of the broadcast when we pick up the Talladega race here in 3 weeks. So we'll see you then. But congratulations, and enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
All right. I think that does it. I mean, you got any final thoughts there, Justin? This is kind of our inaugural run at Cup Cars, and you made it sound a heck of a lot better than it could have been.
Well, thanks for the positive encouragement there. It definitely helps when you call up on a guy that ran in the NASCAR iRacing Fixed Series for 6 seasons to at least help out with the rules and stuff. But yeah, it's just that was your typical short track racing there. Every now and then you'll get the first half as either a literal demo derby or a clean race with people that are very aware of their surroundings and vice versa.
Yep.
As far as the way the next gen goes on the short track, with how turbulent air is, I hope they fix that issue. Because as you saw during the broadcast, you could get the run on the bottom, but every time you would get off of the corner, it would just stall right out on you. So hopefully, with what they're planning as far as Next Gen 2.0, as some are affectionately calling it, I hope they do fix that issue. Possibly, fingers crossed, in the words of Kyle Busch, rip that damn rear diffuser out from underneath the car for short tracks. That way you can actually carry that momentum off of the corners and get the pass done. But other than that, that was a good race.
Okay. Well, I had a good time here. So that's it for tonight. We at Race First would like to thank everyone at NRN for choosing and trusting us with the wheel this week. For everyone watching from home, if you like what you saw here, be sure to hop on over to youtube.com/racefirst and give our channel a subscribe as well. We'd really appreciate it. Justin and I will see everyone again here on NRN and the SRC here next at Talladega in 3 weeks. Once again, your podium from Bristol, Andrew Moore, who did not join us for an interview, Johnny Avila, and Colton Harvey. Chris and the regular NRN crew will be back again in 2 weeks for round 8 of the SRC's Premier Series Fall 2022 season as the series moves to Texas Motor Speedway. Catch me again tomorrow for more pitch hit duties with the NRN doubleheader. First, I'll be joined by longtime iRacing IndyCar veteran Andrew Wood, and myself will be at 8:30 when we call the action for the ESRA IndyCar Series as it visits Charlotte Motor Speedway. And then immediately following, I'll be joined by former Revolution Indy League's Daredevil Series champion James Watson as we cover the Indy Pro 2K Series with their weekly strength of field race at the Homestead A Road Course at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. As always, check YouTube for the correct broadcast time in your area at youtube.com/National Racing Network. Now, as you know, YouTube algorithm games it's not easy, so please help support RaceFirst and NRN with the weekly grind. Leave us a comment below and let us know it's tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support NRN by smashing a like in the video, just like this. If you're new, click subscribe and while you hit the bell for weekly reminders so you don't miss out on more of NRN's other iRacing programming, and they have lots of it. So definitely want to be reminded when those come up on the schedule. For business inquiries and learn more about RaceFirst and what we do, visit racefirst.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. You can follow all of us on Twitter. Here's our handles right here. There's myself, there's RaceFirst, and there's Justin, all on there. And we got Stevie from our Monday Night Indy Fix, because I didn't have an overlay. That was just me, Justin, and RaceFirst. So there we go. Have to work with what we have. So for Justin Petschauer, everyone at NRN and RaceFirst, I'm Gary Gotzel saying all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again in 2 weeks at Texas right here at NRN for the next race of the Sim Racers Club Premier Series. Good night.